Let's take a look at the Rexpid III. This is an over-the-top style mechanical broadhead. It's a 3-blade, and it has a 1 7/16 inch cutting diameter, so just shy of 1.5 inch cutting diameter. They also offer a 125 grain version of this head. And what makes this broadhead particularly unique is all 3 blades have to open at the same time. There's a system internal that causes that to happen. And why that's nice is on quartering shots, you lower the risk of deflection. So deflection is caused in a mechanical broadhead when one blade opens and the other does not. And that can cause trajectory issues in the way your arrow is going through the animal. And in some cases, can cause it to turn and go down the side of the animal. I'm sure we've all seen those massive gash pictures from a cut down the side of an animal. That's a deflection. Or you've seen videos where it seems like the arrow kicks and there's no penetration at all. That is also from a deflection. So hopefully this system will solve that. And before we get really into this and start doing the testing, I'm doing this whole video with a crossbow. It's a 435 foot per second crossbow. And the reason why is I don't have my new compound set up and my old one is out of commission. I've been taking it apart and changing some things out. Now, using a crossbow, we have quite a bit more power. So this thing, it penetrated all the way through the gel. Let's look at this wound channel though. So you can see your entry is here, and then you can see it better up top. The blade opens, then folds back, and then for some reason it gets small again. So I don't know exactly what's going on there, but then the blades are fully open and through it goes. Well, interestingly enough, all 3 blades opened on this 22 gauge steel, and it made a hell of a hole. That is a nice big hole. There's what the back side of that looks like. Yeah, this is what the broadhead looks like after. Now, I'll give it credit. All the blades are still attached. That impressed me. I didn't expect that. But they are kind of facing the wrong way, and they're all pretty beat up. At the end of this little segment, I'm going to do something I've never seen any other review content creator do, so stay tuned for that. In the meantime, let's talk about the performance of this Rexpid III. It was okay. And the reason I'm not going to completely denounce it is because I was using a 435 foot per second crossbow with a 390 grain projectile. And that's chronoed 435, so it's verified. That's a lot of energy for a broadhead that's not designed to handle that level of energy. And over time, through shooting it, what was happening is the blades were loosening up and opening so that I could just spin it like that and the blades would open. Now, what's really wild is 20 yards in, I still didn't experience any accuracy issues, even though those blades were opening like that. So, take that for what it is. At the 60-yard test, you saw it hit low. I shoot 40 and in anyway, so that's not a huge deal to me. And 40 and in, it's point of impact, or at least close enough. I can't tell the difference. Grim Reaper Whitetail Special, one of my favorite broadheads ever, also has that problem where it hits low at distance. I think it's just a ballistics thing, or a broadhead ballistics. I'm not smart enough to dive too deep into that. The ballistics gel worried me. It didn't open. One of the blades didn't open, and then I found 2 closed on the target. I do think the 2 closed on the target were just from the energy of it stopping, snapping them forward. Maybe the 3rd blade was caught on something that didn't allow that. It did open fully when we used the 22 gauge weld steel, and not only did it open fully, it knocked a hell of a hole in it, but it did torch that broadhead. It's completely done, which I expect mechanicals to be a one and done anyways, so that's not the end of the world for me. I just know what I'm getting into when I shoot a mechanical. Now, again, overall, it's okay. I would be interested to test it in my personal time with a compound and see what happens. But on a crossbow, I would not recommend it. I would not shoot this out of a crossbow at all. There's much better options. Out of a compound bow, I don't see any reason why you couldn't. Now, as for what I mentioned at the beginning of this, I want to let you know I was compensated for this review. I was given these broadheads for free, and I was paid for this review. And the reason I'm telling you this is because I believe it is very important for me to be completely transparent and honest with my audience. You need to know if I'm compensated to do something, then you can draw your own conclusions. I don't believe I was any more fair or less fair to this broadhead because they compensated me. Matter of fact, it makes no difference. And I told them that in an email. I'm happy to be paid to do this review, but I'm going to be honest. And Rexpid said, we value that honesty, and that's why we want to do this. So here we are. As always, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.